How do I feel about hair weaves? They're okay. I mean, now when you have a weave all the time, then that's where the problem comes in. I mean, natural is better, but hey, you want to weave it up? Just make sure your weave ain't nasty.
So do you think that African American women are afraid to wear their natural hair?
Yeah, because they want to be somebody else. So do I think that the media has anything to do with the way that African American women are viewed? Definitely. Because when you see African American women in movies and things, they're always portrayed as this good ghetto hood black girl. Like, for instance, Tasha in Why Did I Get Married? She's real hood, real ghetto. She might be smart, but the fact of the matter is they see past that, her education, and only see the fact that she is real ghetto, real loud, and real angry. Hence, angry black woman syndrome.
Okay, so why do I think that African American women are insecure about their skin complexion? Because, I mean, nowadays it's like if you're not light and you're not cute, that's pretty much what they make it seem. Like they make it seem like the darker you are, you're not attractive. That's why everybody's like, oh, I'm light skinned, I'm cute, or I'm bright skinned. Like, it's just the way everybody views it nowadays. So of course some women, if they hear it over and over again that their skin color, their skin tone isn't cute, then they're gonna start to feel it. And that's why some people do go to extremes like bleaching their skin. I'd never bleach my skin, even though sometimes I hear maybe I'm not the right skin complexion, but I mean, I understand why some women do it, because the more and more you hear it, then that's just how you're gonna think. So I guess that's why. Okay, so when I hear angry black woman syndrome, the first thing that comes to mind is that is something a black man made up. Because all women get angry because men are stupid. Okay, it's not just black women, it's white women get mad too. Yeah, maybe we're a little quicker to express ourselves, but everybody gets mad. It's not just a one race thing. Guys get mad too, so but they don't have a angry black man syndrome. They only have it for women because they try to make black women look bad. Not just guys, but like everybody too. Like all races think that black women have bad attitudes. And I mean, some black women do, but people like me, I don't have that bad of an attitude. But if you look at me right off the bat, then you're gonna assume I have one just because I am black, and that's what it's like today.
How do I feel about weaves and extensions? Is it on black women or just period?
On African American women.
That needs.
I hate weaves.
I hate weaves too. That shit needs to.
Why?
Why? Because I like natural. I like natural hair.
Okay, so do you think that African American women are afraid to wear their natural hair?
I think they are because they ain't got enough.
It takes time in the morning. They don't feel
Yeah,
like
I heard. Okay, I can understand that.
We know.
The media has anything to do with the way African American women are viewed. I do. I think they're there because it's so many videos, got video hoes, video chicks, all this stuff. Just a lot of people see that, and especially if you're not used to being around black women, if all you do is watch videos and see them in that perception, that's the only mindset you're gonna have when you
Black woman syndrome, I think it's an epidemic that's really plaguing the African American community because it's dividing families and we're not coming together as a unit. As a family and as a whole, we're as one. But I think the media, society, and everything is perpetuating, the image that, the single black mother or the single black family and all this, and it's dividing us as a whole. That's why we don't have a lot of progression in the African American.
And I personally think that angry black woman syndrome is just a word because there's no such thing. Every woman to get angry is not just black women. You have Hispanic women, you have white women, you have Italian women. They all get angry. So I think, angry black woman syndrome should be squashed and it never should even be called that.
But I interject. I think the angry black woman syndrome is on a higher level than the other races of anger. And I think it stems off of being a single parent, off of having to overcome a lot of obstacles by being black, and I think also by being a woman, so they have a lot more of an abrasive attitude towards people in general. I think on the dating scene, it's a hard hurdle to overcome, especially for me, you know what I'm saying? I ain't that cute and all that, so I have to do other things to try to win a woman over or whatnot, so to speak. So I think I have to overcome that angry black woman syndrome, or you just like every other type dude, or you this and you this, or you do this. The minute I do something wrong, and I'm human, everybody does something wrong. A black woman will take that and magnify it and blow that thing up out of proportion.
And once again, I disagree with it because it's not just the black women. You get the Hispanic women that's just as crazy. I work in the prison, and I know there's a lot of Hispanic women in there for stabbing their husbands, stabbing their boyfriends. White women the same way. So any black guy or any guy that say angry black women syndrome, there's something wrong with them because it's all women. It ain't just black women.
I think it stems from the lack of having a father leadership or a male figure in a woman's life. So a lot of times women don't know how to deal with the man that they need because I think a lot of times their father or some other male figure or them growing up is missing in their life. That's just my interpretation of the situation.
All right, next question. I personally like for a woman to be natural. If you have short hair, do something cute with it. I don't think that hair makes a woman. I think that her personality and her attitude makes it. And if you want to go get a wig or extensions, as long as it make you feel good, then I'm happy with it. I'm not the type that would be like, well, you can't wear a weave, you can't wear a wig. As long as you look beautiful and they make you feel good about yourself, because you never know. Somebody might have cancer and they might have to get their hair cut off. So you can't discriminate against them because they want to wear something that's going to make them feel pretty or beautiful.
I think it's the same as a woman take pride in wearing fake hair, fake eyes, fake nails, and want a real man, they should take pride in removing all that. If a man asks, hey, I want to see what your natural beauty consists of. I want to see what you look like with none of those additives. Because I think it's misleading. I personally think it's lying. Because if you got fake hair, fake eyes, then you lead me under the impression that that's your natural hair. Later on in the evening or whatnot, and I find out that's not your real hair, I feel deceived, I feel cheated.
But being a man, you should be able to look at somebody's hair and you should know if it's real or not. So it shouldn't take you all the way to the evening time to figure out if it's real or not. I could spot a track from a mile away. I could tell a wig from 3 blocks away. So if you have to get 5 days down the line and say that's not your real hair, then you as a man need to figure out what's wrong with you.
But as a man also, I don't have nothing fake on me. So when you see me in my natural form. I think it's only right that a woman should do the same. Because beauty comes from within. I think it's more difficult for African women to get jobs. No, I actually think it's easier for a black woman to get a job than a black male. If you look at the unemployment rate, it's at, I think, 15 or 12% for African American male. If you really want to do the history, in the last 50 years, there's only been 2 years where unemployment for African American males has been in single digits.
What about other races?
Other races of women?
Yeah.
I think
is it harder for black women to get jobs compared to other races?
I think it's easier for a black woman to get a job than other races.
I just think it's how you apply yourself.
That
If
too.
you go out and you apply yourself, then you can get the job. If you don't sit there and apply yourself and all you do is complain about not getting a job, then you're not going to get the job. You got to go out there, you got to put the resumes in, you got to put the applications in. If you're black, white, Hispanic, if you apply yourself, then I think anybody's capable of getting a job.
I think a black woman has more confidence in herself, where I would think that an employer would be more prone to hiring an African American woman than any other race.
So you don't think that an African American woman has 2 strikes against her already as being a woman and as being African American?
I think she does, but at the same time, that develops her personality to become to have that confidence.
I think they have strong personalities too. When they go in for an interview, they show that sense of leadership right off the back. They don't show that sense of weakness that they're going to get ran over.
And I think that reverts back to the first question about African American angry woman syndrome that black women have. I think they take that personality and that demeanor of the workplace. When you get home, you got to turn that off. Like, we're trying to build a family and have all this and, build up from a relationship. I can't have you acting at me like you would at your job because I'm not coming at you with all those strikes because you're a woman.
So when I think of angry black women syndrome, I just think of, I guess, moms yelling at their kids or something in the grocery store, I guess. And then, okay. I think this stereotype is so prevalent for African American women because of like the media nowadays. I think that the media doesn't portray like a good role for black women in America these days. A lot of different shows just show them, fighting, and it's not it's not a good outtake for them. That some African American women are so insecure on their skin complexion, taking drastic measures such as skin bleaching, because like I said, of the media, everyone's so concerned about who they're looking up to and these role models that girls look up to, and I think that girls just need to find out who they are inside and just be beautiful no matter what they are. I think that some women have this perception that having a lighter skin complexion is better than having a darker one because, again, who they think men think they like, and they don't realize that, black is beautiful. I know a lot of amazing, beautifully, darker women, and, but I think that some of them just think that they feel not as attractive as somebody that would be a little bit lighter.
Do you think African American women are afraid to wear their natural hair?
Yes.
Why?
Because they think short hair is not acceptable.
today's society, but it is. A lot of cute African American women with short hair.
Okay.
I do feel that some African American women are insecure about their skin complexion because in today's society, light-skinned women are more attractive to, and it's more accepted. But I like dark-skinned sisters, you know. I like them all, to be honest. Light, dark, brown, mocha, chocolate, all of them. As long as they're attractive, you know. But they are insecure about their skin complexion. I do feel that some lighter skinned women are more attractive, but that's because I don't know why. They just are.
When I hear angry black woman syndrome, the first thing that comes to my mind is Tyler Perry. Because when he's a woman in his movies and all that. Why do I think this stereotype is so prevalent for African American women? TV and movies and stuff making black women sound ghetto, I guess.
The angry black woman syndrome thing, it's simple. It's on TV. That's why I be happy when you guys watch Basketball Wives.
Interviewed right now.
Real, what's that, Love and Hip Hop and shit like that. Angry black woman syndrome is all on there. Girl this and y'all be fighting, yelling at each other, whoopty whoop whoop, and you know what I'm saying?
So you do think that the way African American women are portrayed is because of the media?
It's because of the media, but at the same time too, you gotta blame the angry black women for you gotta blame black women for allowing the media to do that to them. You know what I'm saying? You got like 15, 20 different black women on television doing a possibly scripted, script, TV show. You know what I'm saying? Just to like get some higher ratings, and it makes y'all look bad. And the funny thing is, it makes y'all look bad, and at the same time, y'all be the main ones watching this shit. So y'all go to SEs, y'all want to watch this, so y'all can go to the student union and be like, did y'all see Jocelyn, whatever, get beat up, or did you see how big Evelyn's forehead got ever since she got headbutted? You know what I'm saying? It's like, you don't need to watch it. You know what I'm saying? So the only reason they're thinking black woman syndrome is it's y'all fault.
I think that people would like to think that the media has some influence as to how African American women are perceived. Certainly when you look at the various types of shows that are on TV now, like Real Housewives of Atlanta, Basketball Wives, and so forth, that obviously most of the women that are in those casts are African American, then people would say, yeah, that African American women act like this. However, if you really notice that these shows are nothing more than spin-offs or additions to those shows that started off before, like the Real Housewives of New York and Mob Wives and so on and so forth. And so I think that to say that these particular shows influence how African American women are perceived is not quite right, but I do think that they help for those who want to say that African American women act a particular way, that they like to be able to point to those particular shows, rather than to be able to point to the folks like the Oprahs and certainly our First Lady Michelle Obama, who certainly is not like the women that we see on these particular shows, but obviously, as I said, she is the First Lady, and everyone looks to her with respect and admiration, whether or not you're black or white, but they look to her as someone that is a role model and does not, if you will, fit those stereotypes, even though when we look back at 2008, they wanted to, whoever they are, wanted to pigeonhole her into this particular type of perceived or perception where she was an angry black woman, whatever that means, and found out that to be fairly ludicrous.